You may have not noticed I've not made a lot of videos recently, and that's because I'm actually done with 2025. I think YouTube and Roblox generally have made 2025 the worst year for them. I mean, sure, this new age verification thing is whatever, and I've up to this point been okay with just accepting it, but I don't like the choices that YouTube is making right now, so I'm just gonna hold until like next year. Obviously nothing will change next year, but it's what I wanted to do. So just don't expect any more videos except this one for the rest of the year. I may come back in January 2026 at the very latest, but for now I'm just done. Okay, I first wanted to start out with half off. What half off does is it makes it so that anything you pay with when you have a double points only costs half that amount, which, as you can see for the few examples, that's pretty useful. Even Pack-a-Punch only costed me 2,500. I will say the only downside with this is that if you do pick up the double points yourself, you lose the perma-perk almost immediately, since the only way to lose it is by spending an entire period with double points. And then that would eventually mean you have to go an entire spree on double points trying to find as many zombies as you can to get the perma-perk back. That essentially builds the question if half off is sometimes even worth it, because you spent all this time trying to get it in the first place, but then you don't have anything to spend it on when you do use it. It's a little inconvenient, but then also being convenient. Also, you may realize I have two of the same characters. I'm playing as one and then another dude is playing as it. Don't question it. Alright, the next one we got is Jugg, and I'm gonna be honest, there isn't any reason not to have it. It's literally a 4-hit down, so we could just move on from there. You'd already know why you'd want it. Okay, now the title of this perma-perk isn't exactly what it's called, but I call it this. It essentially just means you'll get better weapons out of the box. What you need to do is, if you're under round 10, because that's actually when the perma-perk expires, you have to accept the first, I believe, 6 guns in the box. Correct me if I'm wrong. Told us actually 5 now that I look back at it. But essentially you're meant to accept 6 weapons in the box, and once you do that, it gives off this teddy bear on top of the box wherever you go. And it essentially means that of all the weapons, you're gonna more than likely get the ones that are inside that pool, and usually in that pool there's going to be weapons that are actually pretty decent. I mean, I was getting Executioner a couple times, as you can see, but when I wasn't pulling that, I was pulling weapons like the monkey bombs, the hammer, the galil, all general weapons I might actually consider as good. I mean, I even got the ballistic knife, which is even essential for the main Easter egg quest if you decide to do max aside, so I guess that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to make the next 3 very quick so that you easily understand how to get it, how to obtain it, and then how to lose it, and then its benefits. Sniper points, you just shoot a bunch of zombies from a distance. I think it's a headshot, but if you shoot a bunch of them from a distance, you get this thing that basically makes it so that anytime you shoot zombies, you get a whole bunch of points after that. Very effective if you're trying to save up for enough without advancing rounds so fast. Okay, I have way too many points. Let me get rid of this with a mod menu. Hopefully they won't notice, and I'll make it look like I've been actually playing for a couple of minutes, eh? Oh, it doesn't matter. I'll just leave it in the video. Who cares? As you can see in this time lapse, I'm earning a whole bunch of points using the sniper points perma-perk. At least 12,000 within the same round that I started with. Cashback is a more underrated one, but I could see why it's underrated, simply because the way to earn it is super tedious. In order to get this upgrade, you have to have at least purchased 50 perks in your entire career, or if you're doing this to earn the thing again because you lost it, you would actually have to get 50. And in case you don't know what 50 perks looks like, here's me recreating how many perks you would have to drink in a single game to achieve that. Of course, assuming you have all the money for it and that you can grab it again even though you already own it in the first place. And then once you have done that, you would need to do this. And after accomplishing that tedious task, you have the perma-perk where you get cash back every time you pay for a perk. If you pay for double tap, it won't end up being 2,000. That's only on one condition though. You at least do this every single time you buy a perk from now on. Yeah, you basically have to get down on the floor all the time every time you buy a perk. You want to know what's the worst part of it all? If you fail one time, because remember, you spent all this time, you got 50 perks, you went down on those machines 15 times, but the one time you don't do it, just making sure I didn't actually lose it, right? I mean, after all, it was just one time, right? Oh, okay, nope, I'm not getting any points. Alright, you know, I'm gonna just freak myself. I'm just kill myself. I'll just freaking build. I don't even care anymore. Final perma perk I can see as being a win is the Tombstone one, because I'm gonna be honest, the way to get it kind of sucks, but when you do get it, it actually is worth your time. I found it being worth my time whenever I go down. But let's just get into how to get it. To get this upgrade, you have to purchase a perk that fills up your entire slot. So pretty much you have to purchase what would be your last perk until you downed, and you had to do this on round 6 or lower, but you also have to do it on 3 different games, which, yeah, like I said, just kind of sucks. But again, the benefit of this is that if you down, you only get your last perk that you bought taken away from you. Well, as well as quick revive, so it's technically 2. If you have Juggernog as your second to last perk, or stamina up in the same place, this could intentionally be a game-saving change. Side note here I'm making, I was actually looking up the perma perk itself. Maybe I have a mod or something, or maybe it's just one of my scripts, but for some reason, when I go down here, because of course, as it says on the actual wiki, that the idea of the perma perk is when you go down, you're supposed to lose quick revive and the last perk before it, given it's supposed to say the last perk you acquired before quick revive. What I'm noticing is that when I go down and when I get back up, I actually keep all of my perks. As you can see here, I still have Speed Cola, Stamina Up, and Juggernog. Realistically, I should have only had Speed Cola and Stamina Up, but lost Juggernog. I wanted to make sure this wasn't a fluke or anything, so I actually booted up another game, and instead of using my mod menu to spawn in my perks, I actually went across the entire map and got them myself. No clipped around the map and got them. And I can still see that I did lose quick revive, but I still have Juggernog, which is very bizarre because as what I'm told here, I should have lost that. So again, I don't know if that's my game, if that's actually supposed to happen. Maybe the wiki is wrong, but that's what happened. So maybe I was wrong on my explanation in the first place, or it was just me. I showed the scoreboard here to indicate that I had 4 downs. If you have 4 downs, it usually means your game is over and you don't have quick revive. Because of that, I ended up having to use quick revive in my mod menu. I noticed I didn't have it at the spawn. So I guess small correction in what I said previously. I did get every perk on my own except quick revive, but quick revive goes away on its own anyway, so it doesn't necessarily matter. Reading that back now, I had no clue. Picked up my own dog. What the heck?